Hey guys, it's Marissa again. How's everyone doing today? I hope you guys are all doing well. It is a throwback Sunday today. I'm going to create with you guys a one sheet pocket album, and this is something that I saw in YouTube. I don't remember who the YouTuber is. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad with trying to remember everything. But anyway, this kind of reminded me of years ago we have been doing a lot of one sheet albums. So this is one of them. Let me go and start working on this album. In fact, I'm going to use this album for a make and take that I'm going to do for a crop, and I'm going to be a vendor there. So the ladies that are going to be in that crop will be able to go back and refer to the make and take with this video. So hello ladies, I hope you enjoy this video. Anyway, so I have here a I only need one, but I pulled out two black cardstocks. Could be any any brand. And then I also have here, my gosh, you guys, this is a very old a lot of old what do you call this, a paper pad. I bought this from, trying to remember, Tuesday morning, maybe 2 or 3 years, I mean 3 years ago maybe, definitely before the pandemic. So I'm going to use this. I'm also, excuse my reach, going to use this celebrated twine. I'm going to also use my paper trimmer here. And among the things that I'm going to use is a score pile. And my score pile, I always store them with this one, my mat. And of course, the score pile. I'm not going to use the mat today, so I'm putting this on the side. So I also pulled out my circle punch here. I think this is a 1 inch or 1 1/4 inch. And this is my tab punch. It's going to look like this. We're going to create some pocket, or what do you call those, inserts in the pockets later. And also I have my scissors, my my 1/8 of an inch and my 1/4 of an inch adhesives here, and of course my favorite adhesive, my wet glue. So let me go get started on this. And we're going to cut this cardstock to a 10 by 10. And let me cut this down to 10 by 10. By 10. And then we're going to put this trimmer away. We will bring this back in a few. Let me go ahead and score our cardstock. So now this is a 10 by 10 cardstock, and what we're going to do is score it right in the middle, which would have been 5 inches. And then we're going to turn it this way. The first score here would be 2 inches. And then 5 3/4. And then a 9 1/2. I wanted to make sure that I moved my paper, that's why. I wanted to make sure that I got that correctly. I'm sorry for being repetitive here. And then the last one would be 9 1/2. Again, the first score was at 2, and then at 5 3/4, and then 9 1/2. So let's put this on the side now. And let's fold all our creases that we created. So the first one was the 5. I wanted to make sure I burnish it really well here. And then the next one is the 2 inch. So let's do our 2 inch here. Next one is our 5 3/4, which is right here. Just wanted to make sure you can see the creases. And then finally, we have the 9 1/2 here, which leaves us with this 1/2 inch. All right, so what we're going to do now, the first thing we're going to do is cut. So let's cut this right in the middle. So what I'm going to do on this 2 inch here, I'm going to cut it all the way to that point. Okay, so there it is. All right, and then what we're going to do next is we're going to cut this way. I'm going to V-cut it. So here's the line, and then we're gonna cut it all the way there, but I'm gonna cut it at an angle right there. Okay, and then I'm going to cut this out like so. Right there. And then this will go this way. And then what we're gonna do next is fold this way. And let's cut this at an angle. I'm going to use my longer scissors to cut this at an angle. Just so, right there. Okay, and then the next thing we're going to do is to score the upper 2 inch flap that we have. Okay guys, I brought back my score pal or scoreboard, and what I'm planning to do is score this paper here at 1 1/4. So I'm going to open this up, butt it up here, and then score this at 1 1/4. So I'm sorry, it's not 1 1/4, 1 3/4. So right there. Okay, and then I'm going to fold that in like so. I'm bringing back my trimmer, and then we're going to pick some papers here. So I plan to look at all these papers here. I think I'm going to use this paper here. It's kind of cute. Okay, we're done with this. And let's all see the papers. Okay, obviously I'm not going to use all these papers, guys. I just pulled and pulled and pulled what I can. Anyway, so let me go and cut these papers, and I will be right back and choose the papers that I want to use for our album. Let me go ahead and cut these papers. So what I really need is 4 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. So what I plan to do is cut this to 4 3/4, 4 3/4 right there. And let me double up on the papers here so it'll help me cut down on time. And I'm going to speed it up here, guys. I'm just going to speed this up here for you guys. Okay guys, so I got my mess here. And so I already showed you how to do this. I went ahead and scored this. So what I'm going to do is, for now, is to make sure that this will close properly and not buckle up or anything else. So I'm going to make sure to burnish all my folds here. And so now that we have all this, I also went, by the way, guys, took the liberty to punch out with my tab punch 2 tabs here from the scrap that we have when we cut out the 10 by 10 or the album out. I also kept this. Remember, we cut this out from there. I kept the cut. And why is that? I'll show you here in a few minutes. So basically, let me go ahead and roll this out for you guys so that you know what papers I chose and what cuts I did. Okay, so I needed 3.5 by 4 3/4 to basically mat our album, right? So I need it in the front and I need it at the back too. So and I wanted to have one here at the back too. I wanted to mat all of this. So what I'm thinking of is I'm just going to put this over here and then this one at the back. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, I also have these 2 here that are what I'm going to use to go in the inserts. Remember, we have inserts here. So this were cut at 4 3/4 by 3 1/4. So what I'm going to do with this, so I'm gonna be able to keep them here already at my handy, if you will, is I'm going to go ahead and put these tabs on top so I won't confuse them later that they're actually as my inserts. So I'm going to go ahead and put them on there and I'm going to put them on the side to dry. So there's my tab inserts. And then I also cut 2 1.5 by 4 3/4 paper, and this will go on the flap, on this flap here. Okay, and then finally this one is the I call it probably the oddball, because this will go right here. Now remember, we cut this at an angle, so what I'm going to do is use this piece here that we cut from here. I know it's black, I'm sorry guys, but that's what I'm going to use to align. And remember, we're going to center this paper here, so we're going to center this paper on the flap here, so I'm going to have to center it here too. So if you notice, there's some hanging black cardstock on the end, and this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to take my scissors here and let me make sure this is the right angle. You know, measure twice, cut once. Okay, that's where I want it. All right, so I have that. Put that in the center there, and hopefully it won't move as I cut it. And there you go. All right, now, so I won't lose this. I'm going to go ahead and adhere it here. So you can use your wet adhesive or your dry adhesive, but for this, when I am using or creating my mini albums like this, I like to have some time to, you know, some wiggle room so I can move it still. Right there. Thankfully, this glue dries clear. All right, so let's leave that there. And then, you know, I have this. I might as well put them in here too. You can round the corners if you want. I am going to leave them as is. So I'm going to go ahead and put these pieces of paper. Again, these are cut at 1.5 by 4 3/4. So just center it from the from the score mark that we did there. You decide to, you can also distress the edges of the papers. And then finally, let's put the last one here too. I just am doing this because I don't like my small papers to be floating all over. So that's what I'm doing here. And then we're going to put this back here. So now you're probably wondering, how come on that one side I only did it for this side? Because ladies, I'm going to tack this down later. But before I do that, I already chose the paper that are going to go here, right? And these are going to be the fronts of the what do you call this, of the inserts. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's start with this one on the right. See, remember this one? Just open it up and then flush the top of each of this paper all the way to the top of the cardstock here. Make sure the pattern paper is centered between the score marks and that you're only punching the front black cardstock. Do not punch the second or back cardstock. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is eyeballing it. So I'm just eyeballing it from that end to that end, and I'm just wanted to small. There you go. And then at this point, I'm going to scoot this down and center it. Again, using my little wet adhesive here. And notice, ladies, I've already said this in a prior video, but I try to put my adhesive, my wet adhesive, like at least 1/8 of an inch in the paper. Then that way when you smoosh it down, you know, there's the adhesive or the wet adhesive would not seep out like that. It did seep out, but you know what? It happens. Okay, now I'll do that again on this side for this one. Again, I'll center it, flush the tops against each other on top there, and then I'm going to hold that tightly and eyeball it, center it. Oh my gosh, it's not letting me cut. Come on. You know why it's doing that, ladies? This top here, I already marked it. It's already marked, so I'm just gonna do it individually here. It's already marked, so. Okay, and then I can do that here too. It's already kind of marked. And I think the reason is that this paper is embossed. Okay, it'll work. It works. Okay, there you go. So let me just go ahead and adhere this. All right, and then adhere this down. There you go. All right, so at this point, you can use a wet adhesive for tacking this flap down. You can use wet adhesive, but I'm going to use my 1/8 of an inch, if I can find the end of it right there. My 1/8 of an inch double-sided tape here. Why? It really doesn't matter whichever adhesive you're going to use. It all works. And I just wanted a strip there. And then I'll cut it off. And then try and lift it. There you go. And there's one pocket. Okay? Now, right here, this is still open, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run an adhesive, my 1/8 of an inch adhesive on this side, flush to where it folds. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Excuse my head if you can see my head. And there you go. And then on this side, you can use your wet adhesive or your other adhesive. This one I'm going to use my 1/4 inch because this is for 1/2 an inch. So what I'm going to do is use my 1/4 of an inch adhesive on this side. Oops, it broke. Okay, no worries. We can do this. And then snip it. And then I'll do it again. Maybe that's good enough. Yeah, maybe this is good enough. So this is the part, because when you don't have nails, this is what happens. So just use the tip of your scissors to lift it. There you go. And there's an overhang, so just take it inside. Let me try again. Yay, my nails actually worked. And then lift this up. This adhesive, guys, is from scrapbook.com, but I actually like the score tape better. To me, you saw how, you know, easily this ripped. I like my score tape better, but I figured I'll try the scrapbook.com tape. Anyway, so let me go ahead and bring this over, making sure it all lines up. Okay, there you go. So guess what you have now? You now have a pocket, right? But we're not done yet because we still have to do this other backing or wallpapering. So we will wallpaper this back here. So guys, when you put on your photos here, you can size your photos down to maybe 3 by 4.5 or 3 by 4.25, and then you can put your photos here, and then you have pockets too, and you can size them to the pockets. So let me just put the last one here. It's so quiet in my street right now, so you can hear everything, including the motorbike that just, you know, sped by. All right, so you center that, and there you go. This is why I like using wet adhesive. You can still move it. It's so forgiving. All right, so now you can put your inserts. So you can put your insert right there, and then you can put your other insert here, right there. There you have your inserts. And then if you have other inserts here, tags, whatever it is that you want to put on here, you can do that there. Your photos can go there. Another photo can go here. And then to close this up, let's use our twine to close this up. Let me put the pin on my adhesive here real quick, or else It's so dry here in Vegas. It'll it won't be fun. Okay, so I just ran just, you know, I don't know, maybe 2 feet of twine here and just do it this way. Maybe I wrapped it around 4 times and then cut it and tie it. And that's how we're going to tie our, or if you decide, you can also use a geez, I couldn't think of the word, belly band. You can also do a belly band on here. And here we go, guys, we're finished. We have our cute quick album, mini album, using a 10 by 10 cardstock and some papers, some patterned papers. You have it here. You have you know, your pull up here. You can use a photo there, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I hope the ladies who will use this or will learn it at the crop also enjoy it. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you had fun watching this quick video on how to create this mini album from actually a 10 by 10 cardstock. That's it for now, and look at my mess. As usual, I'm a very messy scrapper. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope you like how it turned out, how this album turned out, and I hope the ladies also like it. Thank you so much again, and I will catch you later. Bye!